Podcast 32, Week 34. Welcome to the podcast, Your Pregnancy Week by Week. This podcast covers the 40 weeks of pregnancy in 38 segments and is based on the book Your Pregnancy Week by Week by Dr. Glade Curtis, MD, and me, Judith Schuler, MS. The information in our books and podcasts is a general informative guide about pregnancy. None of the information we provide is intended to replace, countermand, or conflict with the advice given to you by your own doctor. Always follow his or her advice. Use the information you learn here as a starting place in your dialogue to help you put your pregnancy concerns, questions, or interests into words. The goal of every pregnancy is a healthy mom and a healthy baby. To that end, our podcasts cover many topics. In each weekly podcast, we'll highlight information contained in the same weekly discussion in our book. We suggest you read each weekly chapter to learn further information, such as how baby is growing and changing and how you're growing and changing too. Our book also contains illustrations of changes in baby or you, advice for dads, charts, lists, boxes, an exercise for every week, a comprehensive glossary, hints, tips, snippets, and blurbs we just can't reproduce in a podcast. So let's get started on this week's discussion. We're going to look at week 34. You may leak a little urine when you cough, sneeze, exercise, laugh, or lift something. It's called stress incontinence and is normal. You can help control the problem by doing the Kegel exercise. Practice it now and continue after baby arrives. It may help with incontinence that can occur after a baby's birth. You can find the Kegel exercise described in our companion book. You may soon notice a change in your abdomen. This occurs as the head of the baby enters the birth canal. It's called lightening. With lightening, you may have more room in your upper abdomen, giving you more room to breathe. However, you may feel more pressure in your pelvis, bladder, and rectum, which can be uncomfortable. Another feeling that may occur is a pins and needles tingling. You may also experience pressure or numbness in the pelvic region from the pressure of the baby. It's all normal. Lying on your side may help lessen pressure. If the problem is severe, talk to your doctor about it. It's probably time to ask your doctor to tell you the signs of labor contractions. They're usually regular and increase in length and strength over time. You'll notice a regular rhythm to real labor contractions. Time them to know how often they occur and how long they last. When you go to the hospital may depend in part on your contractions. True labor contractions produce pain that starts at the top and spreads over the entire uterus, through the lower back and into the pelvis. They start in the back and move to the front. You may experience Braxton-Hicks contractions during pregnancy and be concerned you're feeling labor contractions. Braxton-Hicks contractions are painless contractions. They often begin early in pregnancy and are felt at irregular intervals. They are not signs of true labor. False labor may occur before true labor begins. False labor contractions can be painful and may feel like real labor. In most instances, they are irregular and short, less than 45 seconds. They don't get longer, stronger, or closer together, and they're often felt in the front of the body. False labor seems to occur more often in women who have been pregnant before, and it usually stops as quickly as it begins. Most women learn in prenatal classes or from their doctor how to time labor contractions. There are two methods to do this. Ask your doctor to describe the method he or she prefers. Your doctor will want this information so he or she can decide when you should go to the hospital. You may want to start thinking now about things baby will need so you don't get caught short if baby comes a little early. You'll definitely need a place for baby to sleep. A bassinet or crib will serve you well. Even a large laundry basket or a drawer can work for a short time. Some parents believe babies should sleep in a family bed, but many experts believe this is dangerous. A safer alternative may be a bedside sleeper. Baby stays safe in its own bed while you keep him or her close. Check them out online. Blankets, diapers, and some clothes are all fairly necessary, but don't go overboard. Some onesies, sleepers, and little gowns may be all you need for a while. Now, you must have a car seat for baby. Baby needs to ride in a car seat every time he or she rides in a car. It's the law in all 50 states. Choose one soon so you'll have it when baby is born. After you buy it, go to your local police or fire station and ask them to show you how to install it correctly. Buy a new car seat. Don't borrow one or buy a used one. You want the most up-to-date, safest car seat available because it's the best protection for baby in an accident. One report found about 35 babies die a year in auto accidents on the way home from the hospital because they weren't in a car seat. Don't let your baby become a statistic. You may have a pet that is your baby, but now you're expecting a real baby. As soon as you learn you're pregnant, start preparing your pet for baby's arrival. If your pet has never been around an infant, he doesn't understand the changes that'll happen when you bring baby home. This can lead to behavior problems. Ask your vet for ways to make changes now to ease stress on your pet when baby arrives. Be sure your pet is up to date on vaccinations. And if your pet isn't neutered, now may be the time to do it. It can help reduce aggression. You may also want to consider training classes. Obedience classes can teach a dog to follow simple commands. Cats usually adjust to a baby more easily than dogs. However, cats are curious, so keep your cat off baby furniture. Cover the crib with a mesh cover or fill the crib with balloons. Cats don't like them when they pop. If you have other animals, you may need to take steps now to prepare them for the arrival of baby. Your vet can tell you how. Ever heard of vasa previa? It's a condition in which blood vessels in the umbilical cord lie close to or across the opening of the cervix. Vasa previa doesn't pose risks to you, it only affects baby. When the cervix dilates or membranes rupture, unprotected vessels can tear or become squeezed together, stopping oxygen and blood flow to baby. It can also occur when baby drops into position for delivery and presses on the vessels. Detecting the problem can be achieved with a 5-second ultrasound color scan. The test looks at vessels lying across the cervical opening and measures the speed of the blood flow. The goal of treatment is to prolong pregnancy but deliver baby early enough to avoid rupturing blood vessels. Treatment may include monitoring baby with non-stress tests. You may also be put on bed rest the 3rd trimester. A cesarean delivery is done after 35 weeks with a success rate of over 95%. After a vaginal exam or at the beginning of early labor, you may bleed a little. This is called a bloody show. It may occur as the cervix stretches and dilates. You shouldn't lose a lot of blood, but if it causes you concern, call your doctor. Along with a bloody show, you may pass a mucus plug. The mucus plug has served as a barrier between the vagina and uterus to protect the baby and the uterus during pregnancy. Losing the mucus plug poses no danger to you or baby. Remember, our podcasts give you the highlights of what may be happening in any given week. Check our book, Your Pregnancy Week by Week, for more detailed information. You may also want to check out our book for partners, Your Pregnancy for the Father-to-Be. It covers pregnancy from a man's point of view and provides lots of valuable information a man may find very useful. If you want to find out more about our podcast, visit our website, yourpregnancyweekbyweek.com. If you're looking for something specific, check out the podcast topics list. It details topics covered in each podcast, so you can listen to a particular podcast or read a certain chapter week if you want more information, or if you want to check out something you missed or a topic we haven't covered yet.